Pop quiz, what's your best channel for bringing in quality sales leads? Is it cold calling or email, maybe even LinkedIn? Well, if you're like most salespeople, you're choosing one of those three things and you're dramatically, massively ignoring probably the best lead generation channel that you have. It turns out that your buyers are your best source of sales leads because they open the door to the holy grail of all lead types, and that is the referral. The question is, do you know how to earn these referrals without alienating your current customers? That's what we're going to get into in this very video. Hi, my name is Will and I make selling simple. Today's video is all about referrals. First up, we're going to take a look at why referrals are the best thing in modern B2B sales. We're then going to take a look at the referral generation framework, confirming your value, asking who else, making a specific ask, and using the 1-1-1 follow-up technique. We're going to break all this down step by step, and I'm going to give you some templates so you can implement it as well. Does that sound like a plan? Well, let's get stuck into it. So, what's so good about referrals anyway? Well, simply put, referrals are just better than any other sales lead. First up, they are the easiest leads you're ever going to uncover. According to a report from Social Media Today, more than half of marketers, around 54%, say that referral marketing generates more cost-effective leads compared to any other marketing channel. And as Christian Kinnear, Senior VP of International Sales at HubSpot, told me recently on a Salesman podcast episode,
the most important way of generating future business, if you're thinking about kind of the longevity of your career and in your role, is the advocacy and evangelism of your customers.
Next up, sales referrals bypass all of that time-consuming rapport building and trust building straight out of the gate. And so that means your prospects are way more likely to convert into deals a lot quicker. Marketo found that referred sales leads have a better conversion rate than any other channel that they investigated. They found that the referrals converted at around 10.9% from lead to opportunity, which is over 3.7 times the average rate of conversions. And all you've got to do is compare this to the conversion rates of cold prospecting at about 1%, inbound sales leads at around 4%, and then paid marketing at around 3%. And on top of all of this, because I don't want to just make you more money, I want you to make it more seamlessly and easier than ever before, referrals are easier to close. 70% of sales leaders and 69% of frontline sales reps report that referrals close substantially faster than traditional sales leads, according to Hines Marketing. That's pretty cool, right? Easier conversions, more of them, and bigger deals. And on top of all of this, the Wharton School of Business found that the lifetime value of referral customers is over 16 times higher than your average customer. If this isn't selling you on referrals, I don't know what will. The only final thing that I can add to the equation here is that referrals tend to bring in more referrals. You tend to build what's called a referral flywheel when you start asking for them. For each referral you bring in, you're not just earning a new single customer, you're also expanding your network of potential referrals and boosting the odds that you'll bring in even more of these in the future. One referral leads to a couple more, then a couple more referrals, and over time you're going to have to do less and less pesky outbound prospecting if you get your referral game nailed. All right, that's enough with the stats. Let's get into the meat of it all. Let's talk about the more referrals framework. How the heck do you get these referrals in the first place? Now, first and foremost, it's important to remember here that you've still got to do the work. Because as CEO of Sales Fuel, C. Lee Smith, put it in our recent Salesman podcast interview.
You don't necessarily ask for referrals, you have to earn referrals.
And that means you've got to deliver real tangible value for your customers before you get the opportunity to ask for the referral. But if you have delivered, all you've got to do to earn the referral is follow this 4-step framework. Step 1, confirm your value. Basically, this is where you prove to your buyer they've actually earned some serious results for them. And to do that, you've got to follow these instructions. You want to document the following: problems the buyer had when they started working with you, the results that you promised to deliver them, whether those results were delivered or not, the things that you've done above and beyond what was promised, and what you want to improve on next quarter. Take this information and set up a call with your buyer to run through this quick document that you're going to put together. Make sure to email the document ahead of time to give the prospect a little bit of chance to look over it, and then go through each step on the call. Confirm that you delivered the value that you promised at the beginning of the sales conversation, of the deal cycle, whether that's 6 months, 12 months, 5 years ago. And at the end of the call, ask, hey, so is it fair to say that we've delivered or even over-delivered on what was promised? Hopefully the prospect says yes, everything was great, we're dead happy with the service that you provided. Then there's an optional step, but this has tremendous value over the longer term. Follow it with the question, hey, for my own records, if I send you a quick email, just outlining what we talked about. Can you reply to that email and confirm it in writing so that I can share it with my boss so I can look good internally? So that's step 1. Step 2 is you've got to ask, who else in that buyer's network do you think you can help? And no need to overcomplicate any of this, right? Just follow this simple script. Is it fair to say that we've solved X problems with Y solution and that you're happy with it? The buyer's going to say, yes, that's correct. If they say, I'm not sure about this, I feel like I'm on the spot here, then refer them to the previous documentation that they've already agreed to. Then you as a seller will go, hey, well, do you know anyone else who has this problem? I'd love to see if I can help them solve it as well. Then you've got to do what a lot of salespeople really struggle with. You've got to shut the hell up. No kidding. Don't say anything else. Let the buyer think about it on their own and don't help them out here. Don't point them in the right direction. You might know the people you want to be introduced to. Don't mention them. Don't say a word. And it might be awkward for 10, 15 seconds, even a minute or so. That's okay. Because remember here, you've made a promise of delivering value to the buyer. You've delivered the value up until this point. They've agreed that you've delivered the value. And now it's time for them to do a favor for us in return. And after the buyer gives you a name and that person's contact information, don't give up right there either. Instead go, okay, great. Is there anyone else that you think I can help? Don't be satisfied with just one single name. Keep your buyer going until they've really tapped out their potential referrals that they can introduce you to. And hopefully at this point, you've now got multiple leads to reach out to. It's time to move on to step 3, which is to make a specific ask or to get your buyer to give you a quick introduction. And here's the difference between a regular ask of a prospect and the specific intro that we should be aiming for. We don't ask the buyer, hey, is there anyone that you think you might be able to possibly maybe introduce me to? We want to ask the buyer directly, hey, can you introduce me to Barry Jones from Acme Industries via email? Hey, I can even send you a templated introduction email if that would make things easier for you. Do you see the difference here between these two turns of phrases, these two questions? And the best way to make this step more successful is by doing a lot of the work for your buyer up front. And that means passing on this template to the source of the referral, your current buyer, so they can use it without having to think about anything. We're going to go, hi, the person's name. I've been working with your whoever it is, and he or she has helped us with X problem. I know they've got some really useful content and insights that they can send over. Does it make sense for me to introduce you to you, the salesperson's name, so they can see if they can help you as well? Nothing complicated at all here, Sales Nation. The goal here is just to make sure that everything is as simple and as easy for the buyer as possible. You want to eliminate any excuses for them being lazy or just not getting around to making the referral themselves. And once you've made this specific ask, you can then move on to what we call the 1-1-1 follow-up method. Because you can't get lazy yourself after you get buy-in from the buyer. Because remember, most of the time, the buyer is busy. Your referral, them introducing you to one of their friends, colleagues, someone who's in a similar position to what they are, is at the bottom of their priority list. That's why it's up to you to use a system that ensures your buyer is going to make good on their promise. And I found that the 1-1-1 follow-up method is the best way to stay on top of your referrals. Day 1, follow up with the buyer and ask if they've sent the email. 1 week later, follow up with the buyer and ask if they've sent the damn email. 1 month later, follow up with the buyer again. Now at this point, I would start prospecting the potential buyer that the referral either has or hasn't been made to. Don't wait for 15 months for the referral to happen. At a month or so, it's probably not going to happen, even if the buyer has said that they will make that introduction. So just get cracking, start prospecting them. And that's all there is to it. So if you're not getting the results that you want from normal day-to-day cold prospecting, turn to mining referrals and you're going to see your revenues skyrocket. I promise you. This is something that we do all the time over at salesman.com to increase the number of prospects coming into our pipeline. And as I said at the top of the video, it builds on top of each other. You get a few good customers, they give you a referral, they hopefully become great customers, they give you a referral, and the amount of cold outreach that you've got to do over the years and decades if you're going to stay in the career for that long diminishes. It gets less and less and less. Sales becomes easier, becomes a much nicer career, and you're going to make way more money on the back of it. So there we go. If you enjoyed this video, why not click the video that's on the screen right now and continue making selling simple.